close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left.
Hi guys, welcome back to You and I. For today's video, we are reviewing the new ABH Riviera Palette, so let's get started. The first shadow I'm using, it is the Coastline Shadow, and I am using the Smith number 247 brush to apply the color into the lid and onto the crease. So you're basically going to apply and blend out this shade. I purposely apply small amounts of the shadow and slowly build my way up to intensify the color. Sometimes when you look at a shadow, it can be very intimidating because the color might look very intense. But if you start off with just a tiny amount of the shadow, you can build up the intensity of the color and leave it until you are fully satisfied. And yeah, just basically apply the shadow and blend it out until you are happy with the shade. Alright, moving on to the next color, we're using Monte Carlo, and to apply this shadow, I am using the Smith number 235 brush, which is amazing to use it to apply any crease color. This brush, it's fluffy, flat, and it has a pointy edge. So what I did here, and again, small amounts, start off with very small amounts of the color and apply it directly into the crease. So once I'm satisfied with the intensity of the color, I am gonna go in with the, what number is this? Smith number 230 brush, which is a fluffy brush. It's not too big or too fluffy. It's just perfect that it fits into the crease and it helps you blend out the color. So blend out the color. And you can go back in with the Smith 235 to reapply the Monte Carlo if you want more intensity. And then go back in with the Smith 230 to blow out the shadow and basically remove any harsh lines. Alright, for the next shadow, we are using Yacht, and we're applying it into the inner corner. And we're using the Smith number 253 brush, and just basically apply until you're completely satisfied with the intensity of the color. For the center of the lid, I applied Seaside Shadow, and I used a Clinique concealer brush. And I like this brush because it holds shimmers, glitter very nicely. And just basically when you use any glittery, any shimmering shadows, make sure you tap off any excess, whatever, however you pronounce it, from the brush, and then sweep it onto the lid just to make sure it doesn't fall off on your face. For the outer corner of the lid, I used the Shadow Palm. I started off using the Smith 230, big mistake. So what I did, I went in with this It Cosmetics brush from Ulta. I don't know the name of it. And I used that I used that brush to lay down the color. And then I went in with my Smith 230. So again, I used my It Cosmetics to lay down the color and the 230 to blend out the shadow. Alright, before finishing off the eyes, I went on to the rest of my face. So here, I'm applying my favorite and trusted foundation, the Estee Lauder Double Wear, and I used the shade, is it Cashew? No, I used to use Cashew. This is Honey Bronze, and just apply it all over the face. I then went in with concealer and apply it to the under eyes and to the center of the forehead. I don't recall the name of the shade here, but I'll list it down in the description box. So apply it and then just blend it out. I also applied it down the bridge of the nose, and I think that's pretty much it. So yeah, apply and then blend it out. To set the concealer, I am using the Laura Mercier, and this is a Real Techniques brush. I don't know the name of it. I'll list it down below, but I love it to set my concealer. It's very precise and fluffy, and kind of at the same time it's flat. I just like the shape to set everything. To set the rest of my face, I used my favorite Smashbox big powder brush and just basically apply the Laura Mercier to set the rest of the face. For bronzer, I used the Benefit Hoola bronzer. And what is this? The Smashbox Angle Powder Brush. I like to use this brush to lay down the product. And if you need to blend it out, you can use the Smashbox Angled Blush Brush. Yes, that's what I do. Lay down with the angle brush and blend out with my angled blush brush from Smashbox. Using the same blush brush, I use this Milani Bellissimo Bronze blush, and I applied it to the tops of the cheeks. And this is a beautiful, beautiful blush, and it complemented the eyeshadow perfectly. All right, to finish off the eyes, we're going to apply Coastline to the lower lash line using the Chanel. I think this is the number 33. The number is very fainted on the brush, but just basically apply Coastline all over the lower lash. All over the lower lash line. I'm sorry. And then we're going to also use this beautiful yellow intense in color. It's called Inheritance. And I am using the e.l.f. Small Smudge Brush. I like this brush because it's very tiny and you can do very detailed work with it. So apply that shadow and you're going to layer this color on to intensify it. And then I used, I think this is the Smith number 253 to kind of blend the colors together. For the outer corner of the lower lash line, I use the purple shadow. It is called Canes, and I use the Chanel brush because it's angled and it just fits perfectly into the lower lash line. So basically apply the shadow. You're going to layer this color on to intensify it, and don't forget to blend it out. All right, going into the lips, I use the Dose of Colors. What color is this? More Creamer, Please. And I use this color to kind of conceal the color of my lips. And on top of that, I went in with this Maybelline Superstay Matte Ink in the color Fighter. And again, I apply very small amounts of the color Fighter with using my fingertips and then just blend it out. And you're going to repeat this step until you're happy with the color. And to finish off the look, I applied the over-the-top lip gloss using my fingertips from the Desi X Katie collection with Dose of Colors. And that pretty much completes the look. Until next time.
Close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on